Hello, I'm Sally Bourner. I'm the local policing unit commander for the borough of Solihull. Today I'm in the north of Solihull borough in one of our neighbourhoods called Smith's Wood. It's February 2013, and during February our thoughts always turn to love and relationships with Valentine's Day. And what I want to share with you today is the importance of the relationships that we as the police have with local people. Crime is still going down, we're tackling antisocial behaviour, we're bringing offenders to justice, we're having huge results, but we're not doing that on our own. We're doing it because of the relationships that we build with local people and our partners. Local people, you are our eyes and ears, you help us do what we do. So policing is all about relationships, and a couple of weeks ago I spent a wonderful evening at the first ever West Midlands Police Diamond Awards with some really special colleagues and local people from across the whole region who are being recognised for the difference that they've made. There were three people who were particularly special to us here at Solihull. The first one is one of our police community support officers, Ricky Gambino, who's a PCSO for our Alton neighbourhood. Ricky epitomises what relationship building is all about, and basically he was successful and won the West Midlands Police PCSO of the Year award. The second person who I'm really proud of is one of our local residents in Shirley. She's called Felicity, she's 84 years of age, and Felicity for over 30 years has been one of our neighbourhood watch coordinators. And our third colleague who is being recognised that evening is one of our sergeants, Sergeant Jerome Moran. He's very understated, he's very modest, he's very quiet, but Jerome is the wit and humour behind our Solihull Police Twitter feed. He's also a fantastic leader working in our contact centre, dealing with calls for help and also deploying police resources. So those three, in a range of different ways, epitomise what the relationships between the police and local people are all about. And you may recall that last month I talked a little bit about tackling the things that matter most to you, because if something matters to you, it matters to us. And we've received a whole range of different bits of feedback around the things that you tell us impact on your lives. You're telling us that the things you want us to tackle are burglary, inconsiderate parking, speeding, drugs use and drug dealing, and littering, dog fouling and graffiti. We're going to incorporate those into our policing plan, which I'm just in the process of finishing and writing up, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in next month's message in March. And finally, recently we had a number of local people who came and spent a morning with us to get a real insight into what Solihull Police is all about, helping you understand what we do. And over the months ahead we're going to start doing more and more of that, giving people the opportunity to come and see us working and making a difference in local people's lives. So I'm going to sign off now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you over to the local neighbourhood policing team sergeant for Smith's Wood, Sergeant Mirza, who together with two of his PCSOs, Michelle and Emma, and some fantastic local people are going to tell you much more about the work that we do locally.
Hello, my name is Sergeant Mirza and I'm the local neighbourhood sergeant for Smith's Wood at Castle Bromwich. Today we're in the heart of Smith's Wood outside the Swan Centre shop, which is run by volunteers, and it's a drop-in centre where residents can come in and get advice, and if they need to discuss issues, get in contact with the local teams, neighbourhood team, any other voluntary organisations, they can do that here. There's also a monthly newsletter, the Swan newsletter, which is produced, which has a lot of information about what's actually going on in and around Smith's Wood. There's a lot of activity that's taking place, and one of the main themes that we're focusing on for the next few months is around communication and relationships with our local community. It's vital that we share information and we work together as partner agencies. We need to make sure that we're all looking at the priorities and working together to fulfil the requirements for the local area. Like I said, we've got some residents in the area who are inside the Swan Centre, and we'll be meeting them shortly, and also a guy who runs the Swan Centre. Some of the other activities that we're doing is looking at knife crime and other volume crimes such as burglaries and vehicle crime. Shortly when we go inside, we'll speak to local residents and see what their thoughts are about local neighbourhood policing, and see how we are working together, and see if there's any other opportunities that we can take on to move things forward. One of the big exciting news for this month is the National Lottery funding for Smith's Wood, the Cars Estate. It's been awarded £1 million over a 10-year period, so that's £100,000 a year. This is a really good opportunity to try some new initiatives So if you've got any ideas, any initiatives that you'd like to talk about, any projects, make sure you come to the steering group meetings that we have every month at Auckland Hall on Sunbeam Close. Dave Dixon, who runs the Safe and Sound meeting in the area, is your point of contact, but feel free to contact your local neighbourhood team, and we can always put you for the next agenda and see if you've got any ideas and how we can take things forward. As a lot of you will be aware, we had the C2 event running for Smithswood, which is all about connecting communities, about transforming the area that we live in. It brings together education, the NHS, fire, the police and residents and other partner agencies. It's about bringing everybody together and making sure that we're all working together and transforming the area that we live in. So it works hand in hand with also the National Lottery Fund, which is about transforming the area that you live in and making it a better place. So we'll now shortly go inside and speak to a couple of the residents.
Hi, I'm Diana Stokes and I've been involved with Swan for the last couple of years. Been plodding away in the community since the Regen came here in 2005 and then got roped in here with the rest of the volunteers. We're struggling at the moment because we can't get enough people to offer some spare time, so we're down to a faithful few of 4, which limits the amount of time that we can offer to the community. However, we do have quite a lot of regulars who pop in and out, looking for bargains, looking for advice. We're not the experts, but we try to find the experts who can help, and that's what our aim is, to build up a rapport with people, and hopefully after our AGM on the 26th we'll have an influx of new blood and we'll go forward from there. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dave Dixon. I'm a resident in Smithswood since 1972. I chair a local residents group in Smithswood known as Safe and Sound Area 13, also known as the Cars Estate. And one thing I think I should mention is the fact that the Cars Estate has been awarded some funding by the big lottery, which can be spent by residents, decided by residents over the next 10 years, so we're looking forward to that. From the point of view of police issues, I've noticed that since the advent of PCSOs, crime has definitely fallen in the area. The feel-good factor is returning to the area. People now have not such a high fear of crime as they used to have. And I think this is partly due to the police involvement in places like the residents group, where we have meetings which involve police attending and having a frank exchange of information between what the residents are finding are problems and what the police are able to do about it, and indeed what they have done since the previous meeting. This has made the police more personable, and residents now see police as individuals, as people, rather than just perhaps objects that you only call for when you've got a problem, dial 999.
As you just heard, Smithswood is a very busy region. There's been so much that's been going on over the last couple of years, especially with connecting communities and looking at interventions and activities for young people. They do a fantastic job at the Swan Shop, and what we're trying to do over the next few months is try and get some new blood, as Di just said. And there's a number of ways that we'll be doing that. One of the ways is through door knocks, which will be led by residents under the You Say We Police initiative. What that entails is local residents, volunteers and other partner agencies getting together and knocking on people's doors just to make sure that we're reaching out to the most vulnerable community. We want to make sure that we're reaching out to the people that can't actually get to us or have no means of communication, don't have a telephone, might have some other disabilities, so to make sure that we can tap into those people and see if they've got any issues and how we can help them. The Swan Centre is underused at the moment, and they could do so much more. They do a fantastic job here as it is. So what we're trying to do is get local residents together and set up a steering group where we can talk about our initiatives, talk about ideas, talk about a one-stop drop-in centre for single parents, because we understand as a local community that single parents there, they need some form of guidance and it's that ongoing support. So that's something we're trying to look at. We've got a team of 9 officers which consists of 6 police officers and 3 PCSOs. They do a fantastic job. Proactive operations take place all the time. We look at offender management and we make sure wherever there's a series or we can anticipate that there'll be any antisocial behaviour taking place, we'll make sure that the PCSOs are out there engaging with the community and having that two-way conversation. Just to give you an example of the crime rate and how it's fallen, January last year we had 125 crimes. January this year, we've had 87 crimes, a reduction of 30%, which is really good.
It really is good.
It is.
Hasn't happened by chance, it's happened because of the community, about working together. Without the community, those results aren't possible. So all I'd like to say to the community is a massive thank you from myself and the team for helping us achieve those figures.